don't we blow the system up? I mean, obviously we can't just turn off the spigot on the system we have and then say, hey, everyone in the world should get this new vaccine we haven't given to anyone yet. But there must be some way that we grow vaccines mostly in eggs, the way we did in 1947.
In order to make the transition from getting out of the tried and true egg growing, which we know gives us results that can be, beneficial. I mean, we've done well with that, to something that has to be much better. You have to prove that this works, and then you've got to go through all of the clinical trials, phase 1s, phase 2s, phase 3, and then show that this particular product is going to be good over a period of years. That alone, if it works perfectly, is going to take a decade.
There might be a need or even an urgent call for an entity of excitement out there that's completely disruptive, that's not beholden to bureaucratic strings and processes.
So we really do have a problem of how the world perceives influenza, and it's going to be very difficult to change that unless you do it from within and say, I don't care what your perception is, we're going to address the problem in a disruptive way and in an iterative way, because you do need both.
But it is not too crazy to think that an outbreak of a novel avian virus could occur in China somewhere. We could get the RNA sequence from that, beam it to a number of regional centers, if not local, if not even in your home at some point, and print those vaccines on a patch and self-administer.
What was the moment when we're talking about COVID-19? How did you hear that there was a problem? How did you start to see it?
It was like December 31st or January 1st. I got a call from my friend who was the director of the CDC, Bob Redfield, and he said, Tony, something funny is going on, something strange is going on in China. But this idea about a strange pneumonia coming from China had all of my alarm bells go off. And because of that, we immediately started to develop a vaccine. In literally the first week and a half of January of this year. And then somewhere around February, it became clear that this was not a disease that was inefficiently spread. It was spread very efficiently, and it started to ravage through China. At that point, I knew, wow, we're in for something that's going to really be transformative.
Now, the reason we are here today in this room with H5N1, highly pathogenic influenza, and we're not in this room discussing so many of the other gain-of-function research that we do.
NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research.
There were studies done by two NIH, NIAID-funded investigators, Ron Fouché and Yoshi Kawaoka, in which H5N1, a strain from Indonesia and a strain from Vietnam, were altered in a gain-of-function.
I will repeat again, the NIH and NIAID categorically has not funded gain-of-function research.
And integral to that study has always been the issue of gain-of-function research, not only for influenza, but essentially for all infectious diseases research. Now, there are a few ways to look at gain-of-function research.
I don't know how many times I can say it, Madam Chair. We did not fund gain-of-function research.